Thank you. Okay, so it's 1 minute after. I appreciate the folks who are right on time, and anybody else can join us. If questions come up, you put them into the Q&A, and after the presentation is over, we will answer them. So, my name is Dan Sherman. I have a book out called Maximum Success with LinkedIn. I'm also what you might call a power user of LinkedIn. I've been teaching it for over 10 years. I have over 27,000 direct connections on LinkedIn. I use it every single day. So you might call me a power user. And I'm going to be telling you how to use LinkedIn for your business. Now, the presentation comes from SCORE, Pasco Hernando. Uh, there is an unbelievable array of services from SCORE, including confidential individual mentoring, email counseling with people outside of the Pasco Hernando area. If you want someone different, free workshops and seminars like this one, and then there's tools and templates to get you started with your business. So just a wide array of services from Pasco Hernando. Now, in this webinar, I'm going to be explaining why you should use LinkedIn every day. I tell my clients, if you're not in LinkedIn, you're not on business. And let me give you two reasons. Number one, LinkedIn has 1 billion business professionals using the site right now. And in other words, it's your supercharged Rolodex address book. So in the old days, we would have a Rolodex on our desk, and it would have all the business professionals we knew that we would stick into this little address book. Well, now you've got an address book on your computer that has 1 billion people in it, and it's ready for you to use. So it blows any address book you've ever used out of the water. So what do you use it for? Well, you use it to find people. You use it to find customers. You use it to find employees. You use it to find mentors. Put together an advisory board from people you meet. Another one is strategic partners. I've formed partnerships on LinkedIn within hours of meeting someone. Also find a vendor. You need a new service for your business? Use LinkedIn for that. Find someone to inspire you. I'm going to be talking about following leaders and how they can inspire you every single day. You don't have to get on the phone and try to find them. They will be on your LinkedIn website. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. The second reason that you should use LinkedIn every day is there's experts. There's 1 billion people on LinkedIn, and there are all experts in every single field. So what LinkedIn is, it's also your up-to-minute news and information resource. Now, you could go to the library and get out a book on your field. It might be a year or two old, but why not use LinkedIn and use your news feed as an up-to-the-minute news source on everything you need to know about your business? So how do you do that? Well, you follow experts in your field. And when you follow experts that you get inspired by, that you can learn from, then your news feed right in the middle of your screen will become an educational resource. Plus, all these experts are always inviting people to free webinars and handing out free newsletters. So it's the most incredible information source. You don't have to go to the library. You don't have to search anywhere. It's all on LinkedIn. So how to get started? Well, first of all, you probably know you need a profile. And your profile is your web page on LinkedIn. It's your outreach to 1 billion people. You want to start with a professional headshot. And I always tell people, you will get paid in relation to how professional your headshot is. So you only get one chance to make a first impression on people. So hire a wedding photographer, go downtown, put down 40, 50 bucks, get a professional headshot. It'll really make the difference in your profile. The second thing you would do is upload a background banner that states what you do and the benefits you offer. So this is a really cool graphic way to show people what you do. And I recommend that if you're not a super duper graphic artist, you can use a free tool at canva.com, or you can go to Fiverr.com, where for $10 or $20, you will be able to make a LinkedIn banner. And all the people on Fiverr know exactly what you're talking about. When you say, I need a LinkedIn banner, they'll give it to you exactly in the size that's ready to be uploaded to your profile. You just supply them with some ideas or supply them with some royalty-free clip art that you want to include, and they'll put together a banner for you for very, very cheap. The next thing you're going to do is write a headline, 220 characters. And the type of headline that I recommend is a combination of benefits and credibility. What does that mean? Well, your headline, a lot of people put, I am a software coder, or I am a landscape business owner. But that doesn't really offer any benefits to people when they land on your profile. So your headline is the first thing people read. It should say, here's what I do for people. And then credibility, numbers is really great. Here's what I do for people, and 1,000 people serviced, or 200 clients locally. So you want to have some benefits and some credibility. Then in the features section, add a video or two that showcase who you are and what you do for people. You can upload videos to your LinkedIn profile, put it in your featured section, and that'll give people an understanding of who you are. You can address people in the videos and talk to them about what you do. Then there's an about section. Write what you do, but pack it with benefits that you offer for people. And I put in my about section all the different benefits I offer to people as a LinkedIn consultant. So again, I want to stress to make your profile benefit oriented, because in this presentation today, I'm going to be teaching you how to drive people to your profile. Once you get people to your profile, it has to be benefit oriented. People have to see immediately what you can do for them. So just keep that in mind as we go through the presentation. And in your about section, you get 2,600 characters. So list everything that you can do for people. Another thing that's kind of fun is you can cut and paste some recommendations. Let's say someone sent you an email and described how great a job you did. You can cut and paste that, put that into your about section as social proof. And we're going to be talking a lot about social proof on this seminar. Again, there's more sections. There's an experience section. Now, here's where you list the jobs and the work you've done, and of course, focus on the results. So if you say, I was this type of professional at this company, don't just list a job description. List as a professional at this company, here's the 3 or 4 results that I achieved. People want to see that you have been successful in the past in your field. Now, when I include company logos, LinkedIn will automatically upload a company logo based on the company that you put in. So if you have worked at some big companies in the past, like B of A or General Motors, you just type that into the experience section. LinkedIn will automatically upload a logo. And so what that does is that adds credibility. When you see a big company logo on someone's profile, that kind of adds some credibility. It's not a big deal if you don't have that, but if you do, just know that LinkedIn will upload a logo to go with that company. Then there's an education section. People want to know that you have studied whatever field you're in. So list the degrees you've earned. And it doesn't have to be like a 4-year school. Let's say you've taken a course in your field. List that. Specialized training adds to your credibility. So any courses you've taken, add that to your LinkedIn profile so people can see that you've got some credibility. Next section is publications. If you have any, it's very easy to self-publish a book these days on Amazon. List anything that you've written. And then there's a project section. You can put descriptions and links to a YouTube video or any web page that showcases your skills and talents. Let's say you're an artist and you've got a page on an artist website that shows the things that you've made. You can link that to your project section so people can see what you've done. There's also language section. You can build rapport with people if you put down a language that they speak. And then there's causes that you support. That's a section where you put down the different causes that you support. Again, that's a rapport building. Let's say you support a certain cause and you're talking to a potential partner or a potential client and you share that cause. That's an opening. Okay, that's a way to get a conversation started. Next, social proof. I mentioned this. People need to have social proof on their LinkedIn profiles, and there's two ways to do it. There's a skills section and a recommendation section on your profile. The skills section is where you can list 50 different work-related skills. Then your contacts can come to your profile and endorse those skills by clicking on them. You can ask people to endorse your skills and make sure you endorse others. The second way is a recommendation section. Everybody gets a recommendation section where your first level connections can write about their experience with you. The more recommendations, the better. Now, again, they have to be first level connections, or we're going to be talking about levels and how that works. So now that I've explained that recommendations can only come from your first level connections, that should inspire you to build out your first level connections. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. So once you get a first level connection, then you ask a coworker, you ask a client, you ask someone who was a vendor, someone you worked for, someone who worked for you in the past or in the present. Get them to write a recommendation for your LinkedIn profile. It provides social proof. So now you need to go out and invite a lot of people to join your network so that you can get them to recommend you. So once you invite someone to join your network that you know that you've worked with in the past, then you send a polite message out to them. Ask for a recommendation for your profile. You might need to jog their memory about the work you've done together. Also, don't forget to recommend others. Once you get a bunch of first level connections and they're people you've worked with, send them a recommendation, okay? Once you send a recommendation to somebody, your name and a hyperlink back to your profile will appear on their profile. So it's a way of spreading your influence on LinkedIn, number one. Number two, it's a way of priming the pump, because if you recommend someone, they might say, whoa, we did a great job together. He just recommended me or she just recommended me. Let me recommend them back. Now you've got social proof on your LinkedIn profile. It's very important, but you need to build up your first level connections because you can only share recommendations with your first level. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. Grab a quick water. So LinkedIn works on levels. There's first level connections, second level connections, and third level connections. Your first level connections are people that you've worked with in the past that you know, and what linking up with them on your first level gives you the ability to direct message them. Okay. So the more first level connections you have, the bigger your total network and the better LinkedIn works for you. Now, I've been on LinkedIn well over 10 years. I have 27,000 first level connections because I work on it every single day. Your goal, if you're just getting started on LinkedIn, is to try to get up to 500 first level connections. In other words, up to 500 people. It can be family members. It can be people you've worked with, people who've worked for you. Why that looks good is because when you get to 500, LinkedIn stops counting and it just has 500 plus. Until you get to 500, you'll see 10 connections or 20 connections or 30 connections. So just make it a goal over time to build up to 500 connections. Not only does LinkedIn stop counting and you have 500 plus on your profile, and it looks like you're a well player. It looks like you're good on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn stops counting there. So put 500 plus on your profile and it looks good. But you should really only invite people that you know. So you think back to all the coworkers, employers that you've had, employees, vendors, relatives, friends, past and present connections. Begin to invite them to join your network. The bigger your network, the more uh, powerful LinkedIn is going to be, because LinkedIn's like a spider web. When you have a lot of first level connections, then you'll be able to see second level connections and third level connections. The more useful LinkedIn is going to be for you once you have a big network. Now, when you see somebody that you know, LinkedIn gives you an option. Says, do you want to connect with this person? You know this person? Go ahead, press connect with them. But LinkedIn also gives you an opportunity to send a personalized connection. That's the second option. So if you see somebody you know that you've worked with, always choose the personalized connection option. That way you can say, you can jog their memory a little bit. Hi, Joe. Hey, Jill. Remember we worked together. I would really like you to join my network because I'm trying to build my LinkedIn network. Please accept my request. It's important to join with people you know, and that is because that comes to LinkedIn etiquette, which I'm going to be explaining throughout this seminar. LinkedIn etiquette says that you should connect with people you know and request people you know. And the reason is people don't want to be bothered. People don't want to feel like someone's pushing on them. And it happens that if you get a lot of complaints, in other words, a lot of people say, hey, I don't know this person, and they keep pushing that button. I don't know this person. I don't know this person. I don't know this person. LinkedIn puts you in LinkedIn jail. LinkedIn jail is when LinkedIn sends you a message saying, hey, you've invited too many people you don't know. We're going to stop your use for 30 days. So just be aware of that, that there is LinkedIn etiquette, that you should only invite people that you know. It'd be very helpful. Now, one way that you can really build your LinkedIn network really fast and in large chunks is groups. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of special interest groups on LinkedIn, from industry groups to education groups to cause groups, you name it. Now you can join 50 groups and then you can message the members of those groups. Some of these groups are huge, like social media marketing that I'm in has 2.2 million members. All right. So that just by joining that one group, it basically builds my network by 2.2 million people. So what you want to do is you want to join groups in your field so that you can network with people and share ideas and build your brand. Now, you can learn from people who are in your field in these groups so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Let's say you're in a certain field and you've got a question. You can post in that group, hey, has anybody run into this? What have you done? Has anybody found a great vendor who does this? Who have you hired? So there are great ways to not only grow your network, but to learn from people who are already doing what you do. So this is something you really ought to take advantage of. Second thing you can do is join groups where your prospects are, and you can be a fly on the wall. You can read the posts, listen to what their wants and needs are. You can add great content, and you can network with people. And adding great content is the key that I'm going to be stressing throughout this presentation. Adding great content wherever you are. If you're in a group, if you're working on your feed, give great content, and that will draw people to your profile, and that will build your brand on LinkedIn. So I'm going to show you in a minute where you can log in to sign into groups, and on the next page. And then, but another thing before I go away from this page is you can also start your own group. It gives you clout. Now, I had a group for many years, Tampa Bay Marketing Professionals. It grew enormously. And after about 10 years, I handed it over to another person to manage. But for the time that I was managing it, it gave me a lot of credibility, it gave me a lot of clout. So you can start your own group or as many groups as you like to develop your own clout and your own brand. So I want to point out a couple things on the LinkedIn home screen. Now, this is on a computer. On your iPad and your phone, it's going to look different, but this is on your computer. The first thing you will see in the upper left is what I call the universal search box. That means whenever you're going to be doing a search and you're looking for a person, you're looking for a group, you're looking for a company, this is where you start in the upper left. You type in there. Then I talked about joining groups. All the way on the right on your LinkedIn screen, there's a drop down. It says for business. You click on that. One of your options is groups. So that's where you will find all these different groups that you can join and learn from your fellow people in your field and build your network and build your credibility. So one of the most important things to do on LinkedIn is to engage with your network. Now, you can engage with the people who are in your groups and get known there and learn from them. But also in your news feed, you can post content. And not only that, but you can like content and you can comment on posts and you can repost and you can congratulate connections and you build relationships that way. Whenever you post, a link to your profile appears with your post. So let's say you see a post that you like and it's from a thought leader in your field and you comment on it. That helps your credibility because you're now engaged with a thought leader in your field. Plus, it gives you a link back to your profile so it expands your influence. So each time you post or repost, your picture and link to your profile will appear there. This is instant lead generation if your profile is marketing oriented. That's why I said before to make your profile as benefit oriented as you can. That way, when you post and it has a hyperlink and your little picture, and someone clicks on it and goes to your profile. Well, who is this person who did this great post? They click on that, it goes to your profile on LinkedIn, and instantly, if you've set it up with benefits, they can learn immediately what they can learn from you or get from you if they hire you. So that's why you don't need to sell in your news feed. That's why when you log into LinkedIn, it'll say, post something, what's on your mind. You don't sell there. You share great content. That's why you give value to people when you post, because when you post, every time you post, it'll have a link with your profile link and your picture. Then people go to your profile. That's where you sell. That's where you market yourself, but not in your newsfeed. So you post, you repost, you comment, you build value for your network, number one. And number two, you build your brand. So if you're posting really great content that builds your brand and people will then start clicking on your profile link, go to your profile, and your profile should have benefits and how to get a hold of you. So don't forget to fill your profile with contact information. Because if you're going to do all this, if you're going to post interesting content and people click on your profile link, goes to your profile, they've got to know how to get in touch with you once they read some of the benefits you offer. So of course, include your email address, include whatever contact information you're comfortable with putting there. Now, you can engage with your network and build relationships with potential clients and industry leaders. You can also follow industry leaders and thought leaders. For a guy like Richard Branson, who owns 300 Virgin companies and manages 300,000 people. Now, let's say you wanted Richard Branson as your business consultant. Be kind of hard to get on the phone and call Richard Branson. But if you follow Richard Branson and he posts every day, your news feed will be filled with interesting posts from Richard Branson. So that's just one example of the type of people you can follow. Follow people in your industry and you will learn a tremendous amount. So talking about engaging with your network, this is the most important thing you do when you get started on LinkedIn. You post engaging, high quality, informative, and valuable content in your newsfeed and your groups. So when you log into LinkedIn, it's going to say, so why don't you write a post? It should be informative. It should be valuable. And then when you go into your groups, you want to add informative and valuable content so that you are seen as a thought leader, so that you're seen as someone who knows what's going on in your field. People will click on your hyperlink, come to your profile, read what you offer, and then if you put your good contact information so people can see it, then they'll get a hold of you. Also in your profile, not only can you put your contact information, your email address, but you can put an offer. Like I offer a free 10-minute discovery phone call. Email me here and let's set it up. I offer a free discovery call. Here's a link to my calendar. Get on my calendar. So you want to drive people from your newsfeed and from your groups to your profile where it's easy for them to get a hold of you. Now, what else can you post? Articles of interest in your industry with photos, videos that are educational and new that you can create of you or a famous business professional. I'll tell you a little story. There was a Steve Jobs video that got posted that I saw in my newsfeed, and it was a 3-minute clip of Steve Jobs explaining what marketing means. Well, I thought it was terrific. I reposted it. And because I reposted that, I got so many comments and so many people clicking on my profile to go see who I was because it was such an impressive uh, video. And so, what did I get from that? Well, number one, it helped build my influence. Number two, it helped sort of associate people with me with Steve Jobs, which would be terrific. So, there's all kinds of benefits in reposting great content. Another thing you can do is create a poll. That helps you build your brand. So say you want to create a poll in your field. People will answer it, and then you can share the results. You can put down any content that will inspire and educate your network. It adds value, it builds your brand, it encourages your network to engage with you by visiting your profile. So put really informative educational content there. People will click on your profile link. They'll go to your profile. They'll read the benefits you offer. If you make a nice offer, like a 10-minute discovery call free, or here's a link to get on my calendar, then you'll start driving business to your company. Okay. Now, what else can you use the search feature for? So when you're prospecting, you need to reach the right people. And LinkedIn lets you search your network, the first level, the second level, and the third level to find that person. So I showed you before on your screen, when you look at LinkedIn, there's a universal search box in the upper left. That's where you start. So let's say you're looking for a certain type of buyer who buys your services. You can type in that job title in the search box and click enter. Then that'll take you to another page with all sorts of filters, and you can refine your results. You can pick, I only want to talk to first level connections. I only want to see people who work at a certain company or who used to work at a certain company. Or I want to refine it by topics they talked about, or I want to refine it by where they went to college. So that prospecting feature, when you type in a job title, takes you to another page where you can filter but to your heart's content. All right. Then when you find people, when you find prospects, you click on their hyperlink, it goes to their profile. So then you can learn about them and you can learn how to sell to them or how to partner with them because they're going to be telling you everything you need to know about them. So that's why LinkedIn is the most incredible Rolodex ever created because you don't get just names and addresses. You get who they are, what they're interested in, where they went to school, what cause they're interested in, what languages they speak. You can learn anything you want to learn about a potential customer or a potential partner by reading their profile after you find them. It gives you a complete picture of who they are and how to approach them. So here's an example. Let's say you've got a small graphic design firm and you want to approach ad directors at agencies in your town. So you start big and then you filter. So when I did this on my computer, I typed in advertising director in that universal search box and hit enter. That came up with 225,000 advertising directors in my network. That's first, second, and third levels. So now I refine. I clicked refine by location. I typed in Tampa. That came up with 1,200 advertising directors in Tampa in my network. But I want to refine more, let's say. So then I click, okay, show me only the first level people. These are my direct contacts. And it came up with 119 first level advertising directors in Tampa. So I've only used a few of the filters, but I could keep going. I could filter, filter, filter. But now I've got 119 advertising directors in Tampa that I can direct message because I filtered by first level. So you can see what a powerful prospecting tool this is. And not only that, but now I can go to each individual's profile and read and see what kind of people they're hiring, what kind of jobs they're working on. It's a tremendous amount of information for prospecting. So when I read their profile, okay, where do they work? What are they in charge of? What are their goals? Where'd they work before? Maybe I know somebody who used to work with them. Where'd they go to college? What are their causes? What are their interests? Who else they're connected to? So I get everything I need to put together a targeted message. And that goes back to LinkedIn etiquette. When you message somebody on LinkedIn, make sure it's a targeted message. Make sure you've read their profile for a few minutes and you know what they're interested in. This will keep you in good graces with LinkedIn because no one will complain if it's a targeted message. If it's just a generic message, no one's going to read it. I get generic messages every day on LinkedIn. Hi, I'd love to build you a website. Great. It's not very effective. No one read my profile to send me that message. So read the profile and send a targeted message. Now, first level connections can be messaged directly. That's why you want to build your network. Now, there are paid versions of LinkedIn that offer more messaging capabilities. Everything I've talked to you about so far is free. At the end of this presentation, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the paid versions. But the bottom line is you have more information on your prospect than ever before. I remember when I was doing marketing for a very large company and I was prospecting, I would pay a lot of money to get mailing lists. And they would send me mailing lists of labels with people's name and address. That just does not compare with what you can do on LinkedIn. It's a whole new ballgame for prospecting. Here's another thing you can do on LinkedIn that's free also. You can set up a company page and it can be a home base to reach your audience and expand trust and awareness for your brand. You can share updates on your company. You can offer free resources. You can add testimonials. You can make as many company pages on LinkedIn as you want. And these things get ranked just like websites. You can build a community of people who are interested in your business and you can grow your brand's image. You can link to this LinkedIn company page to your website and to anywhere else on the web. And your company page will rank in search engines just like a website. And it's free. And you can set up as many company pages as you want on LinkedIn. So how do you do it? Well, I told you on the main screen on LinkedIn, there's a universal search box in the left. There's a business drop-down menu in the upper right. If you click on that and you go all the way down to the bottom, on this drop-down, you will see create a company page. You click on that. Now, for business in the upper right, click on that drop-down, click on create company page all the way at the bottom. Then it'll take you to a form where you fill out your company page. You pick the kind of company you want. You add your website URL, you add your industry, the size of your company, you add a logo, a tagline, then a 2,000 word description about your company. Then each company page has tabs: home, about, products, posts, jobs, events, and videos. So you can fill in all these tabs that really show a tremendous picture of your company. Plus, you can post whatever jobs you have there. So you want to look at examples. So go to that universal search box in the upper left and type in a company, and then click on it and go to their company page and see how they've filled in all these different tabs. And pick a company in your field, and then you can learn from them and imitate them, how they've filled in their different tabs. Now you can follow that company, and you can also view anything you want about that company by clicking on the tabs. So for your company page, fill in every tab, keep things up to date, share engaging content, and engage with your audience. Try to make your posts visual, because people are very visual on the internet. And also put up little videos on your company page. In this TikTok era, people are expecting videos. So you could load up your company page with you explaining everything that you offer. And this could be in little short 10, 15-second videos or 1-minute videos. Now, you can check out companies that compete with you and get ideas, but you can also use company pages to research and sell into companies. So what I mean by that is every company page lists who works there with links to their profiles. Now, here's an example. I'm in the Tampa area, where Raymond James is a big financial company here. Now, Raymond James uses vendors of all sizes, a cleaning service, a catering service. So maybe I want to try to prospect into Raymond James. So I'll type in Raymond James in that universal search box. It takes me to the Raymond James page. Then on the Raymond James page, I'll see a link that says people you may know. And it'll offer me a dozen second levels that I know at Raymond James. But it'll also give me another link, connections that work here. And that brings up 6 people who are first level connections for me. What did I tell you about first level connections? You can direct message them. So if I have 6 first level connections at Raymond James, I don't know them, but I can direct message them after I read their profile and see if they might know anybody who hires anybody that I do, of the type of work that I offer. All right. So you want to research the company, you want to research the people, and then you prepare your pitch, and then you reach out to your first level connections and try to establish a relationship with them. This is all the prospecting you can do just using the company pages. Now, I want to get into some advanced strategies. So on your phone, you can have LinkedIn, and you can have access to your entire network on LinkedIn. So why is that helpful? Let's say you're between appointments, you're on the road, you've got some downtime. You can do LinkedIn to do some research. And you can use the LinkedIn app on your phone to do research on a company that you might be on the road to see. Or let's say you're on the road, you're not in your office, and someone calls you that you've been talking to. They say, hey, I've got 5 minutes. Now's the perfect time to come over to my company and give your pitch. Well, if you got LinkedIn on your phone, you can call up their profile, find out who they are and what they're interested in. You can do research on their company. You never want to go into a sales presentation or a prospecting situation until you read the person's LinkedIn profile. There's no sense going in cold when you've got all this information on them. And if you're on the road and you're not in front of your computer, you've got it on your phone. You sign up for a free LinkedIn app. It gives you access to your entire network on your phone, so that you can do business wherever you are, and you can prepare for pitches and prepare for sales meetings if you're not in your office, You just pull all that information up on your LinkedIn app. You got 1 billion people in your pocket, basically, when you download the free LinkedIn app. Now, so that's something that everybody needs to do who's using LinkedIn. Like I said, everything that I've talked about in this seminar is free. Now, sometimes you will get a message from LinkedIn. They'll say, uh-oh, if you want to do that, you got to get a paid subscription. So you might get those messages time and again. So they are paid tiers. There's premium, it's $45 a month, and that gives you in-mails. In-mails are messages that you can send to people who are not first level connections. So if you want to send a message to a second level connection or a third level connection, after you've read their profile, after you've read their company page, you know exactly what you want to say to them. It's targeted. You can use an in-mail to send them a direct message if it's targeted, okay? That's the beauty of an in-mail. And that's the beauty of a premium account, which means you can message people who are not on your first level connections. Now, there's also Sales Navigator, which is $80 a month. This gives you prospecting tools, and it gives you a whole bunch of in-mails that you can use to contact people. It gives you lots of free courses too. So there are premium tiers. Now, what I tell people when they say, well, should I upgrade? You should upgrade if you keep getting messages from LinkedIn, hey, if you want to do that, upgrade. So, but you only do it when you've reached a point where you're starting to try to reach people that you can't reach. It's something that you do after you've been on LinkedIn a while. You try the premium. Now, the beautiful thing about the premium account, $45 a month, is it's self-serve. There's no contracts. And believe me, I don't work for LinkedIn, so I don't get any commissions on this. I'm just telling you that this is self-serve. You can click a button and get premium. You could try it for a month. Try the in-mails that they give you and see if it works for you. After a month, if you don't like it, you click the button, it turns it off. So there's really there's no obligation, there's no downside to this. If you want to try it for a month or two, try premium, see if it works for you. Now, another aspect of LinkedIn is LinkedIn Learning. They bought a huge learning company. I think it used to be called Lynda of some sort. There's 5,000 video courses on there to develop your business, your technology, your creative skills. You can subscribe to that for $40 a month if you want to start taking LinkedIn courses. The last LinkedIn strategy that on this page that I want to share with you is LinkedIn etiquette. It's so important on LinkedIn. Remember, this is not Facebook. This isn't Instagram. This isn't a place for sort of frivolous things. This is a place for business. So you don't want to spam anybody. You want to be professional. You want to build a positive reputation. And that's why I'm on LinkedIn every day, because I know it's all positive business building information. So that's what you want to get involved in, and that's how you want to be seen on LinkedIn. And second thing is engage. Engage with people by offering something of value free. When you go on LinkedIn and you start following experts that you want to learn from, you will see that they're posting lists, they're posting videos, they're posting links to free webinars, they're posting links to free newsletters. They're offering free value over and over and over again. Well, what does that do? That builds their reputation, that builds their brand, that builds that possibility people are going to click on their link and go to their website and see what they have offering that might be cost something, because they're getting all this great free content from them. Well, they've probably got something that's even better, or it's more expensive, that costs a little bit of money. I'm going to go check it out. So you will see on LinkedIn people offering incredible information for free, because it builds their brand and it leads to potential sales. And so what I'm trying to say is, when you're posting on your newsfeed and you're posting in groups, don't sell, create value. It'll pay off for you tremendously. So here's your action plan. Go to linkedin.com, type in your real first name and last name. There's no hiding behind any type of weird names. Type in your real name, your last name, your email, a password, follow the prompts. You now have a LinkedIn account. And you can do everything that I mentioned in this seminar for free with the free account. The first thing you're going to do is create your profile. Really, really benefit oriented. Explain what you do. And also do not forget to put down contact information. If you've driven people to your profile and they've read it and they say, wow, this person can really help me, add an email, add an offer, free discovery call, 15 minutes, contact me, email me, and let's set it up. Here's a link to my calendar. A lot of people use a website called Calendly, which lets people to get right on your calendar. Put that on your profile. Drive people to your profile with content, and then on your profile, have a great, easy way for them to get in touch with you and get on your calendar. Okay, so this is all, I just got a message, a closed captioning transcript is being generated. Yay. Build your network, build your first level connections with people you know, engage with your network by creating value, post interesting content, and build your brand. And by driving people to your profile, you build your brand and you build the possibility that they're going to connect with you with your email or your calendar link and start to do business with you. And LinkedIn is, like I said, it's an amazing place to learn. Follow 20 experts in your field, and your news feed will become an incredible library of the latest information you need. And it's really easy to do. When you see an expert posting on LinkedIn and you read it and you go, wow, that's some great free information. By their name will be a little hyperlink that says follow. You just click on that, it's free. Then your news feed becomes an entire news feed of free information by experts in your field. So I really recommend that you do that. Not only adding content of your own, but following experts and then reaching out to them, establishing relationships with them until you become also known as the expert. So this has been a presentation of Pasco Hernando's SCORE. Like I said up front, they offer free confidential small business mentoring. If you want help with your business, all you do is you go to this website, pascohernandoscore.org. You sign up for a discovery call. They'll find out what you're trying to achieve. They'll assign a free mentor to you who will meet with you, who will bring in experts. Like, for example, I'm a LinkedIn expert at SCORE at this chapter, and the SCORE mentors, if they see someone needs help with LinkedIn, they'll bring in me. And they can bring in experts on anything that you can imagine. So if you go to this website and sign up for a mentor, you get a free mentor who can bring in other experts as well. You have nothing to lose. It's absolutely free. So I'm going to look at the Q&A thing, see if anybody has listed a question. Okay, here's a question from Jennifer. Except to message prospects, you only receive a couple a month for free. I'm guessing you believe premium is worth the investment. That's a great question. Is premium worth the investment? You can message first level connections. With premium, you can message second and third level connections. So if you are prospecting and you see somebody who is a second or a third level connection, you need premium in order to message them. Now, it's not expensive. It's $45 a month, and it's self-serve. You can turn it on, you can turn it off. You can turn it on for a few months, message a whole lot of people, direct message with targeted messages, fill your sales pipeline, and for 2 or 3 months, and then turn it off because now you have prospects to talk to. After you finish talking to all those people, you can turn it back on for a few months. So play with it. There's no obligation, there's no contracts. If you're finding that you're really trying to reach second and third level prospects, try premium for a month or two. You really have nothing to lose. Is there a way to post the instructions on creating a company page when we receive the presentation? This presentation is being recorded. It's being recorded by this Pasco Hernando SCORE chapter. So all you have to do is go to their website and you can watch the presentation again where I go over how to create a company page. And just to remind you, in the upper right of your LinkedIn screen is a drop-down menu. It says for business. All the way down at the bottom says create a company page. You click on that and you just follow the prompts. It's very, very simple. It's very simple for anybody to set it up. Can I join Investigate LinkedIn Learning for 1 or 2 months, then cancel? Yes, LinkedIn Learning, there's no contracts. You can sign up for a month or two, 40 bucks a month, take a bunch of classes. If it's really helping you, stay with it. If not, cancel it. There's no contracts. There's no contracts with Premium. There's no contracts with Sales Navigator. There's no contracts with LinkedIn Learning. It's all self-serve. You click it on, you try it for a month or two. If it's not working, you click it off. If it's working, you leave it going. Okay, so question is, will I send out a link of this website? The link will be available on the Pasco Hernando SCORE website. Just go to that website, maybe give it a day to load up, and then look for this webinar, and you can click on it and you can watch it as many times as you like. Okay, so here's a question. How do I search for others providing the same service as me? This person teaches meditation, deep breathing. Cardiologist became familiar with my services, sending all her patients to me, telling them to because of the serious problem that leads to heart disease. Okay, so the question Donna is asking, how do I search for others providing the same services as me? There's a million ways to do that. First of all, you could join groups. This Donna teaches online guided meditation and deep breathing. So the first thing I would do is I would look for groups of people who teach the same thing. So you would type when you go to that upper right menu and the drop down and then click on groups. You come to a page that's called Discover Groups. You type in a subject, meditation. Click on it. You'll see 1,000 groups of people who teach meditation. Join those groups, network with them. And then Donna is saying a cardiologist became familiar with her work and started sending people because meditation helps with heart issues. So you might want to join a group of cardiologists. Go to groups, click on that. It takes you to a page that calls Discover Groups. Click on cardiologists. Join some of their groups too. So you can join groups of people who do what you do, and you can join groups of people who refer people to folks like you who do what you do. The next thing you could do is you can also use the prospecting feature, that little, go to the universal search bar in the upper left, type in meditation teachers. Up will come thousands of meditation teachers, people who do what you do all over the world. You can then network with them. Type in cardiologists, and then filter it down to all the cardiologists in your town, for example. You can then network with them. So use those two features, the search feature in the upper left, and then the group button in the upper right, and then you can find everybody who does what you can do, and you can find people who refer people to what you can do. So use those two features. You'll find there's 1 billion people on LinkedIn. You'll find anybody you need to find on LinkedIn. All right, so that looks like all the questions. And there's the website where you will find a link to this webinar. After a day or so, I will give it a chance to upload. And then go ahead and then you can watch it again. Okay, So I hope that, my goal with this seminar was to convince you to go on LinkedIn every day. It is a billion people sitting on your computer for free that you can now access to help your business grow, to learn from, to teach you things, to become your employees or your vendors or your customers. And it's all free, except if you keep running into, hey, you need to upgrade, then you can try these other things with no obligation. But it's an incredible resource sitting on your computer. So what I want to do now is I want to end the presentation. If you're looking for a mentor, go to the website, get a mentor, and thank you all for joining me today.